Mic check, mic check. This thing on? Perfect. All right. What's good, man? It's your boy Laxa Bar Smith, and I'm coming at you with a quick little gripe video here, real quick. I just got back from the gun range, and one of the first things that I encountered at the gun range today, surprise, surprise, was an officer that wasn't very aware of how he was handling a firearm in a public environment. And so here's what happened. So I pull up to the range. My homies, Bash and Jesse, were already there. They were getting something to eat at Ferguson's Barbecue at Top Gun in Bartlett, Tennessee. And by the way, shout out Ferguson's, food's good. But anyways, they're getting food, so I walk back there. You know, they finish up their food, and then we walk to the counter and we buy some ammunition, and we're getting our lanes for our range time, right? Lo and behold, a Memphis cop walks in. And at first, nothing weird about it. He's, got a, holstered weapon carrying, he's got his police shirt on, looking all fucking cool and shit for whatever woman that he brought in with him. I don't know if it was a love interest, his daughter, fucking relative. I have literally no clue who that was to that man, but he came in looking all, off duty official and everything with his lady friend. And as soon as you walk in, like before you even open the door, there is a big red sign that is like quite literally like this. Like imagine both of these pillows, like bigger than my, like that's how big the sign is. A big ass red sign, that big. Before you even pull the door open, saying all firearms need to be holstered in a case or inside of one of the or inside they need to be holstered inside of a case or inside of some kind of carrying container, unloaded when they're being brought in. And this dude's walking in with a pistol inside of a holster just loosely in his hand. And what holstered means is the holster is on your fucking waistband and the gun is inside of it, safely secured. Not for the sake of everything, like I'm going to show you what I mean here. We're going to show clear on this firearm really quickly. Safety standards. There is nothing inside of this firearm other than some dirt from shooting it earlier. Alright, so we know this firearm is safe. This man is just carrying it like this in a holster, pointed straight backwards at about 3 other people. Mind you, whether the gun was loaded or not is irrelevant. Gun safety, you don't point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. In that particular scenario, that is a loose firearm. Just because it has a holster and the trigger is secured does not mean that that is a secured firearm in the sense that it's supposed to be secured while transporting it into the range. This cop's just loosely holding the fucking gun like this, flagging 3 or 4 people behind him. While I happen to see this as my buddy Sebastian's being rang up for his ammunition that he's buying for us while we're, getting our range time and everything situated. And I see this, and I notice this cop doing that, and I lean over with this employee watching me and everything. By the way, they offered me a job after this happened. Shout out Top Gun. I'm going to be putting an application in soon. But I reached over to this, I would assume, Memphis or Bartlett police officer with his badge and his official, like, police gear. Not like his vest and everything, but like the official PT police gear and shit that they give you. Like official gear. Being unsafe with the firearm. I lean over and look at him. I said, hey man, like I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but you're flagging like 3 people behind you. I need you to point the barrel of that gun in a safe direction. And immediately when I said this, the employee looked up and said, yeah man, that's supposed to be inside of a case, secured or holstered on your hip. I need you to here. And goes to hand him a case, and the cop says, here, I'll just put it in her bag. Which he could have done when he walked in, when that big red-ass sign says that it needs to be in a bag, a case, or holstered. He didn't do that. He just, oh, I'm a cop. I'll walk in with my shit loose in a holster in my fucking hand, pointing it towards 3 or 4 people behind me that are shopping at the other other rack behind him. And so I had to say something to him. And I didn't snap at him or nothing. I was really nice about it. I'm not going to say this man's name. None of that is relevant. It's the simple fact that you are a police officer. You are a police officer. There's 2 things here. One, you deserve better training. You deserve better training. Two, this particular officer was well within his age, and is beyond the excuse of he deserved better training from his department. He has either been doing this long enough or is old enough to know and understand that he needs to be actively shooting way more often than he is and paying more attention to the way that he safely handles firearms, especially if he's going to be walking around with his badge on when he's not even on duty, trying to look all cool and shit. I'm a cop, you know what I'm saying? Here's my badge, I'm police, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't act all fucking big and cocky, but you don't, like, you're a civilian when you're off duty. You're just another person coming to the range to shoot. There's no need for you to come in with your badge and your police PT uniform and stuff on to impress whatever lady you're with. Especially if you're going to come in looking like that, getting told by a civilian that you need to better handle your firearm. My taxpayer dollars go towards you being equipped that firearm. And you can't even properly handle it. Sorry, the firearm that was in his hands is not his duty firearm. It's the fact that he is paid by taxpayer dollars to... he's supposed to know more about firearm safety because his job capacity requires him to carry one everywhere he goes. It bothers the hell out of me. And like I said a second ago, it's two problems here. One, a lot of police officers are failed. They are not offered remotely enough training to actually get them in a state to where they are mentally prepared to handle an armed threat with a firearm. Too many cops just shoot to qualify at a standstill target under zero duress. A couple of mags will qualify once a year, maybe twice. I would say 9 out of 10 police officers do not shoot or practice outside of their official capacity, and it shows in the way that a lot of them walk, talk, handle, and carry themselves. You can very quickly tell when a cop is a cop that takes care of business, that actually wants to be good at what he does, that actually properly handles his weapon and recognizes that he has a responsibility as an official arm of the fucking law to be able to safely and effectively use his weapon if need be without harming anybody else around him. I will never understand how anyone that understands what a firearm mechanically does will ever have one pointed at an unsafe direction. It says a lot about a person and their level of thinking, to me personally, the way that I see you handle a firearm your first time. It's different if you hand a gun to a 6 or a 7-year-old kid that doesn't understand the power in your hand. But anybody that has played a video game that has a gun in it, anybody that has watched a movie that has a gun in it, recognizes the concept that a firearm is a projectile weapon that has the capacity to arm or to harm, injure, or kill another human being or living being or damage other things if it goes off pointed in an unsafe direction. If you can't innately, bare minimum, keep the barrel of your firearm in a safe direction, that says a lot about how you value life as a person. If you can't take something that is designed to force a projectile out of it at a dangerous enough speed that it can kill something, and recognize the power within that, and naturally do a few things like keep it pointed in a safe direction and keep your finger away from the trigger, the thing that makes it go off, you definitely don't need to be a police officer. Now, I'll give the man credit. He shot groups maybe like this at about 7 yards with his carry weapon, so he did okay-ish at 7 yards. At 7 yards. My 2 buddies, one of which who bought his gun literally less than a month ago, his first firearm, his first time ever shooting a pistol, he shot better than this police officer did. And this second time that we shot this time, he handled his weapon more proficiently, safely, and more accurately than this police officer did. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not bashing police as a whole. You can't bash police as a whole. You can't get rid of the people that are there to deal with the rapists, robbers, and murderers of society, because those people aren't going to go away. We don't live in a utopia. Somebody's got to deal with them. But at the end of the day, those people need to be 1, better trained, and 2, more professional, and 3, better vetted. Not everybody needs to be a cop. If you took the police department of every major city and cut it in half, but gave those officers 5 times the training that they currently have, they would be worth 3 times more than double the officers with no training. Point blank, period. 2 or 3 officers that know what the fuck they're doing and know how to get down when shit hits the fan is way more valuable than 10 rooks that barely understand what the fuck they're doing and barely qualified with their service weapon, or a fucking veteran that hasn't figured out not to flag multiple civilians at a fucking gun range. Our cops need to do better. We need to do better by them, but they need to do better. This one cop does not represent all cops, but unfortunately, I would argue that this cop represents over half of the active police officers that I've ever personally encountered in my life. Now, if you made it all the way to the back end of this video, I can't stress it enough. I'm not shitting on all police officers and policing as a whole. I'm shitting on people that don't have a basic respect for firearms, that have the legal job capacity and title of being somebody that literally carries a gun on your hip to make a paycheck. My taxpayer dollars fund. Just gotta fucking do better. Lax out. I'm about to be live streaming twitch.tv/LaxTheBarsmith. I'll play all kinds of games and I'll talk about all kinds of shit on stream. You guys come and hang out. If you've seen this video and you want to see more content from me, like and subscribe. I would gratefully appreciate it. If you've ever had a weird encounter with a cop, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys would actually like to know about a time that a cop almost doused me with my own carry weapon during a fucking traffic stop, then I need 100 likes on the video. I get 100 likes on the video, I'll drop a video explaining the time that a fucking Shelby County sheriff did flag me with my own gun and was floating his trigger finger over my firearm in the process of flagging me, disarming me over a speeding ticket. 100 likes, I'll drop that video as well. But you guys be good. Have a good one. Thank you for dealing with my random ass rambling, and just be safe, guys. Be safe. By the way, hold up, right here. You see this? Bam, 43 of 100 total subs. When that hits 100 total subs, everyone that is actively following in my channel will be able to be a part of a merch giveaway. I'll be giving away 1 shirt and 1 tumbler when we hit 100 subs, and I get the payout from after we get the 100 subs. I will be putting some of that money towards merch. You guys have an absolutely great night. Be safe. Peace out.